Are we live? We're live.
We're
Good morning,
live.
everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker.
Chick Picker, the queen of everything.
Hope everybody's doing good on this wonderful, I think it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
Yeah,
Okay. Just checking.
yeah, you got it.
I can't keep track.
And there's no one in the side chat.
Man, everybody's sleeping, which I don't blame them. If I didn't have the dogs, I probably would have slept in. They're my little alarm clocks. Most definitely. So did you recover from the weekend? Sherry!
Sherry. What would I need recovering from? Just
You had
garage
all those
sailing, I guess.
packages to ship and all that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, me too.
Uh, got them to the post office and powdered their little behinds and sent them on their way. I got a I got a message this morning from a customer. Hey, I was supposed to get Carhartt overalls, and you sent me Liberty overalls. And I was like, went in there and looked at my pile of jeans and overalls, and sure enough, I sent him the wrong pair.
Oh no.
So I'm like, frickin' snack, frickin' rackin' snackin'. So he's sending them back, return, and then I said, I will relist the Carhartts and I'll give you a $10 discount if you still want them. So I haven't heard back from him yet.
Hmm.
I put some lame excuse in there like, I'm just an old retired guy
I only
trying
do
to.
this. I only do this part time now.
That's right.
Leave me alone.
So I'm like, kiss a rockin' snack, frickin'. Anyway,
I know. I completely understand. Morning, Hank. So yeah, I had a whopping 26. Was it 26? I think. Um, go out yesterday, so it was good because I had found pretty much everything other than um, the things that I had sold. Because as I was packing stuff, I was selling stuff too.
yeah.
So, which is a good problem to have. I'm not complaining at all. But so it took me a little bit of time to get everything packaged up and everything. But I had 3 mail totes of of packages going out, and that felt pretty darn good. So I was pretty happy.
I
It.
was watching some show a couple of years ago, and Jason Banana was on there.
Mhm.
And while he was on there, he got a cha-ching sale, and he went, "Well, F," because he had finished all of his packing for the day, and he was like, "Well, F."
he.
Like, and I forget who he was on with, but they were giving me, "You're the only one I know that gets upset when they make a sale." You know how Jason is.
Oh my gosh.
So
I know. And yeah, definitely, it put me back when I was getting the sales and getting offers and everything, but can't scoff at that because Take them when you can get them.
Yeah. I mean,
Tomorrow,
like
tomorrow may not be so good.
this weekend, I had good sales, but yesterday, I got 3 things going out, and they're like shirts. They're just cheap clothes, crack, nothing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I don't know how many sales I had just yesterday, but yeah, it was a $200 day for me yesterday, which is good. It doesn't sound like a
Yeah,
lot to a lot of people, but $200 in a day is pretty good for me.
that's good for me too.
So I'm not gonna. I don't scoff at that. Yeah, Jason is special. Yeah, he's a one of a kind. Most definitely, but
So yesterday, I got my earring purchase in from Sandy Wassman.
earring
So
purchase.
yeah, she had an auction, and I bought some earrings from her.
Oh, cool.
So
Bunch of earrings.
uh, like 6 pairs.
Cool. Are they sterling silver?
They're all sterling. Yeah,
Ooh, nice.
and most of them are Mexico.
Nice.
So
Extra nice. Morning, Maggie.
I paid up a little bit, but coming from Sandy, they're gonna be
Right.
in good shape, and
And they're gonna be
none of them are
still
gonna be broken, and she will at least do a cursory polishing of them, so
sure.
I can list them. Like, I don't have to polish them before I list them, basically. So they're pretty neat. This one's got a little piece of onyx.
Yeah. Very cool.
Anyway, so
Yeah, there's some door knockers on there.
yeah, pretty big earrings.
Yeah, those are nice.
But
All pierced or any clip?
oh yeah, most of them. This one's got a little bail thing.
Uh-huh.
It just holds onto your ear.
Huh.
There's like 2 pierced, and the rest are clippy lever things.
Yeah. Huh. Very cool.
So anyway, got those to list today. Mackie. Oh, yes, my mind went there.
Or your ears are smaller than your knockers. That's when you know you got a problem.
Yeah. What's
Morning,
that?
Jennifer.
Young Frankenstein movie where they pull up to the castle and he knocks on the door and he says, "What knockers?" And the girl he's with says, "Thank you." I don't know if you ever watched Young Frankenstein.
I think I've watched it maybe a couple times, and I remember something about that.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Who does it have in there? That one guy. I can't even think of his name.
Yeah, fuzzy-headed guy.
Yeah, fuzzy-headed guy. Gene
Wilder.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Marty Feldman with the big eyes and
Yep.
Damn your eyes. Too late.
Oh. So.
Would you like to go for a roll in the hay? Roll, roll, roll. She was actually rolling around in a haystack. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
There's just
That was a good
so
movie.
many great one-liners.
Yeah, definitely. Now it's coming back to me.
Yeah.
Well, we had a good show with Beth last night. That was a good little night show.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch that.
I was not featured, but I was a co-host. So.
You're the star attraction.
Nah.
You're like Mickey Mouse at Disneyland. Yeah, Terry Garr. Hilarious. And Cloris Leachman was the old caretaker of the castle.
Morning, Nikki.
Morning, guys.
How are you?
Hi, Nikki.
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good.
Just wonderful.
My poor daughter, her car isn't running. Her battery keeps dying, but the thing is that it must be electrical because, like, when we charge the battery, nothing else works, and it's all just screwed up. So I need to play chauffeur today.
Yeah. Is it the
Put my other
alternator?
hat on, Uber driver, huh?
Is it the alternator?
No, my husband don't think it's the alternator.
Oh.
But it's something electrical inside, I think. And my husband's like, she's just gonna have to bring it to a shop because I don't want to deal with it. It's usually electrical. It's just, I mean, not that he doesn't know how to diagnose things, but it's, I mean, there's just so many things that it could be, you know.
Yeah.
It's an electrical thing, and he doesn't have time to deal with it, I don't think. But anyways, I'm sure he'll deal with it so she doesn't have to pay a big bill. But
yeah.
If he does know how to diagnose car problems, I've got mad respect for him.
Oh yeah, he can fix anything mechanical, absolutely anything on a car. But yeah, he can build or fix anything. I'm pretty lucky.
Yep.
He's saved us so much money over the. I think about all the money that he's saved us over the years on just car repairs alone, and besides house repairs and everything. Jesus Christ, Daddy. Oh, sorry. Anyways, all the money he saved us on just car repairs alone, and I think, how do people afford to bring everything to the shop? I can't imagine how much people pay out in car repairs.
You
I mean,
do what you gotta do.
Even just going and getting your oil changed or your tires rotated or just even the basic things. I'm like, how in the hell would we have afforded all that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how people afford, and then there's these people who absolutely cannot do anything for themselves. They can't fix anything. They can't, you know, they don't even know how to change their oil or whatever. Nothing against you if you don't. But I'm just saying that absolutely everything has to be hired out. How does somebody afford that?
Yeah.
You know? Because I stop and think about the people that Gary would work with, and he made more money than them. And I thought, how in the hell do they afford to hire everything out? I mean, because people would be hiring.
It's kind of a rob Peter to pay Paul type of thing. Definitely. I mean, you know, I'm in that situation. You know, I was in that situation a couple weeks ago where I had to have the alternator put in, and of course it was, you know, dealt with other things, and you know, had to have a new battery, and it just kept adding up, and you know,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, pretty much wiped me out as far as my savings. So it's like, you know, but I mean, you got to have a car.
Yeah. It's just, it just amazes me how, I mean, good for you guys that can afford it. But I thought, man, like when we were raising kids and whatever, you know, and stuff, how in the hell would we afforded all that, you know?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, and
I mean, I guess we probably would have done it, but
I've done, you know, I've done that my whole life. My dad worked on cars a little bit, but for the most part, you know, I had to take it to the shop and, you know, figure it out.
Yeah.
It's either that or not have a car.
Yeah. I guess I would have figured it out too, but I just stop and think about that. Like, wow. I mean, just even house repairs, you know, the sinks plugged up or just normal stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to hire a plumber or whatever. You know, my husband fixed all that. Remodeling your house, my husband did it all. You know.
Yeah.
I needed a box to a brooder to raise my chicks when they first came to me. He built that. You know, I mean, just fences. He built all that.
Yeah.
You know, I tell him what I need, and he builds it. Okay, and he figures it out, plans it, and builds it. You know, I'm pretty lucky, anyways.
If you build it, they will come.
That's right. That's what they say. Yeah. And Nikki, we're getting dizzy.
Yeah. You're swinging us around like a yo-yo.
Sorry, I'm in the car, and you guys know that my speaker on my phone sucks. So I'm in the truck, and it's a diesel, so it's more noise already.
Well, we don't even hear that. We don't even hear that part.
Oh, that's good.
So you're fine in that sense.
Well,
I was just getting a little seasick.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, sorry.
So I was like trying to hold it up to my ear, but in Duluth, in Minnesota, you can't hold your phone.
Right.
So at first, I just had you down on the dashboard, and which was fine. While I was in Minnesota, I was doing all the talking, so I didn't have to hear. But now I'm in Wisconsin, I can hold my phone.
There you go. There you go.
I have a nice phone mount. I bought it for like $40, but it's buried in the back seat of the truck somewhere. So, I'm sure when me flipping my phone around, you saw the crap in my back seat. So I gotta find it back. Which I have one up here that's magnetic, but I have a new phone case on my phone, and the magnet doesn't work. So there we are.
There you go. Yeah, that phone mount really does you some good in the back seat. Yeah.
I know, right? I know. I bought it when I was like in Iowa, so that was June.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't used it yet. And Gary's like, "Wow, that's an expensive phone mount." I said, "Well, that's the one I had before, but I could only find it at a truck stop, which we have truck stops here, but they don't have that kind of phone mount." And I really like that phone mount. I got one like, I don't know, like maybe 3-4 years ago at a truck stop when I had to drive my daughter's friend when her dad was having that liver issue and had a liver transplant.
Right.
I had to drive him down to Madison or whatever, down to the main hospital, and I bought it when I was down there at the truck stop, and I loved it. It was like just a wonderful phone mount. And well, then I ended up, what happened to it? I don't remember. I think I lost it somewhere, you know, because I'm always switching cars, you know. So of course I lost it somewhere in between all the cars I drive. And so anyways, when we were in Iowa this year, I thought, you know what, there's a Pilot down here, and that's where I got it from. I either got it from a Pilot or a Petro. Well, I went to the Pilot, and sure enough, they had it there, so I bought it. Well, then I took it all out of the packaging, but anyways, it's in the back seat somewhere. My husband said it's in the back seat, so I have to get all my shit out of the back seat to find it. He said, "I ain't looking for it. You clean out the back seat." If I want my phone mount, I have to clean out the back seat. which I was
Yeah,
saying.
Maggie says you keep buying cars that are under warranty and have a perpetual car payment. There you go.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I suppose that's an option, and I'm sure I've heard a lot of people doing that. Either that or
Yeah.
they've got big tags. Uh, California is notorious for having huge when your tags are due. I mean, it costs so much. I remember paying $500 for tags for a car,
Oh.
and a lot of people and then you had to get it smogged too, so that was another it could be anywhere from $60 to $70 to get it smogged, so you're looking at $600
To get what?
to get your tags smog.
What does that mean?
You have to go and have your emissions checked on your car.
Oh.
And it's a test. I think, I'm not sure if it's every year, but I know it's every other year at least. That you
Oh,
have
wow.
to go and you have to go do that. And so a lot of people, I mean, if they had that high of a bill for their tags and had to get it smogged, they would just go and get they would just go buy another car.
Wow.
It was cheaper to
Well,
do
yeah,
that.
I just thought it's like almost $200 to register my truck, and then if I had to add on the smog thing, that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was horrible. But
I know somebody told me something about the smog testing. I was like, they didn't call it smog though; they called it something else.
it's like
Yeah,
emissions
and I was
something
like,
or another.
well, that's got to suck to have to pay that every year or every other
Oh
year.
yeah. Yeah,
They're
that was,
just always somebody's always got their goddamn hand out. That's the problem.
Yep.
But I suppose over in LA and that, I suppose they need that where they gotta control the emissions and stuff because
just,
it's so.
I
Yes.
think it's all a crock.
Honestly, I wonder because when I used to go over to LA and Phoenix and stuff over there, I felt energetic.
Huh.
I would always just get so much energy in me when I'd go over there. I mean, I was energetic then anyways, but there was something about it over there. It just energized me. I just felt so good when I was over there.
Huh. You were probably one of the very few.
I don't know why, but yeah, anytime I go there, I was just like, God, I just feel energized. I just feel so good over here. And it was back when I was in my early 30s or whatever. So I mean, I was fine. It wasn't like now when I've got my arthritis and stuff, but I was lifting stuff and everything else then. I mean, I was in good shape then. Not huge, not fat, but I felt good when I'd go over there. I don't know what it was. Just every time I went over there, it was just a different feeling would come over me.
Yeah.
Hey, Nikki. Be careful with that lid on that soup.
I know, I'm eating that soup. Hey, this lid was on pretty good because when I was talking to you guys, it ended up falling into the back seat, and I picked it up, and the lid was fine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
When somebody puts a lid on properly,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I love soup. It's soup.
Tara says when I lived in Milwaukee, we had to do emission tests on our cars. So I'm sure probably in the bigger cities, and that's a way to get money. It's a racket. But it is what it is. Finally, I got out of there and got, I told Mike, I said, "Do you guys have smog tests?" He goes, "What?" Yeah, smog. Smog. No, we don't do that here.
You guys have that down there in Texas?
Yeah, They do in the big cities, like my boys, when they get their cars inspected, it costs them like $30.
Mm.
But here
Oh,
I
that's not
take it in,
terrible.
they just kind of turn the lights on, turn them back off, and say, you pass $7.
There you go.
But then the county tax office charges like $80. So to get your car registered each year, it's about $80, about 110 in Dallas. So
Oh, that ain't bad. Mine's darn near $200, or it is $200.
shoot, I remember car registration being like, it was like $10 if you needed a new metal tag,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Wow.
was $4 if they just, actually you got a new metal tag every year back
Wow.
then.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, they quit that about 1980 when they realized, hey, we can just put a sticker on it.
Yeah. A lot easier than having a.
Oh yeah, you look at the old license plates, and yeah, the year was punched right into them.
Huh.
As a matter of fact, I've got some back here. In the
What
back
else
seat
you
of my
got back,
truck.
man?
I have some old license plates in the back seat of my truck somewhere.
Oh my gosh. Did you got the kitchen sink back there too?
I got what?
The kitchen sink?
No, but I think I might have a faucet back there.
Liz says in Tennessee we pay $75 for a tag renewal and ride out.
Huh. Nice.
That's good.
See, ours depends on how new your car is too.
Yeah, that's
How
what
big
ours
your
depends
car
on.
is, and I suppose they figure if you can drive a newer car,
Yep.
then you can afford to pay
You can
higher.
handle it. Yep.
And then once you're all said and done, you got all the taxes and all the counter fee, and oh my God.
Dickie, we got snow here last night.
Did ya?
Yep. About an inch.
Oh wow.
It was enough to cover the grass.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's white outside.
I heard Texas got snow too the other
Really?
day. Yeah, in the Panhandle. What the hell was that?
I don't
Something
know.
beeped.
I heard something beep. I don't know what it was.
What the hell is that? Oh my God. Scared the crap out of me.
I don't know what that was.
It's time for
Oh.
your pill, Nikki.
Hey, Valerie heard it too. She needs a pill too then.
I probably need a few. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's Tara. I still
That's
can't
the
figure out what it was.
that's the alarm on your soup container saying it's getting cold. You better hurry and eat me.
I came here and wanted to hear Nikki yelling about the lady who not putting the lid on tight enough.
Oh no, I got my soup at Quick Trip.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh yeah, the
soup
last
day
one was Subway, wasn't it?
No, that was Herbert's and Gerbert's.
Oh, okay. I knew it was a sub place.
Herbert's and Gerbert's?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got really good subs. Well, I guess
Mhm.
obviously you don't have them in Kansas.
I have never heard of that one.
And I love
Yeah,
the chicken and dumpling soup. It's so good.
They have really good subs. The only thing that's kind of weird is they scoop out when they do your sub, they scoop out the bread in the middle to put your sandwich stuff in. And then because the first time I ate that, I'm like, why did they give me this ball of bread? They make this little bread ball and then put it on top of your sandwich for you to eat, which I thought was a little weird. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it the guts.
Bread.
They call it the guts. And they lay it on top of the sub. And the first time I got mine, and I'm always very particular about my food and about hand washing and stuff like that. I don't let anybody eat after, or I don't eat after anybody, that kind of thing. So I get this sub the first time. I had it delivered, you know, and I open up my sub, and here's this bread with fingerprints in it, you know, like finger marks. And I'm like, oh my God. And I called him immediately. I was like, why in the world would you put a piece of nasty ass bread on top of my sub that's got fingerprints in it? And they're like, oh, that's the guts. That's what we do. Blah, blah, blah. That's our signature thing, you know, or whatever. I was like,
Mhm.
well, I don't
They
like
do. They do wear gloves when they make the bread ball.
They do. And
Yeah,
it was,
but they
it
kind of
wasn't like
squish
that
it so
fingerprint,
it
it
turns
was-
into, you know, like if you squish bread, it kind of gets done. It's kind of like that.
well,
Anyway,
they don't put it in a ball here. They just lay it on top flat.
where I had it, they like put it in a little ball actually.
Huh.
Oh. But yeah, the first time I was like, what in the hell? But I've gotten used to it. They got good subs. I love subs, so
Sounds good. What's new, Tara?
Not much, just listing on eBay and stuff, you know.
I know.
I stayed up till 1 o'clock last night listing on eBay. I wanted to get my thing, everything
Wow.
finished. Yeah, I was up till
Wow.
like 1.
Wow.
I went down a Shane Dawson rabbit hole last night, so
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
I might go meet him this weekend.
Oh boy,
That's
who is
what
he?
you were saying, that they were gonna be down somewhere.
Yeah, down at the Mall of America.
That's right.
Who is he?
He's like one of the original YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
Well, now he's teaming with Jeffree Star and is putting out a new palette for his makeup, you know?
I guess you told me about this a little bit.
Yeah. Well, my daughter loves Shane Dawson. I like Shane Dawson, so I thought, well, it might be fun to go down there, and we like Jeffree Star, so I thought it might, and Jeffree Star's going to be there too, so I thought it might be fun to go down there. I mean, obviously, we're probably never going to even get close to them, but I thought it might be something to do. Fun.
We gotta get in line early.
Yeah.
See what happens when you get big on YouTube. Pretty soon you're making guest appearances at the Mall of America.
I know, right? See?
Next thing you know, you start doing the casino tour.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping I can. My daughter really, really, really wants the new palette from Shane Dawson. The problem is that we're going to have to get on there quick, and I wanted to surprise her with it. But if she gets on there and buys one too, then, you know.
Then you'll have two.
They have two.
Yeah. Which I would never use it because I don't wear makeup.
Well,
Well,
you
just
can
get-
sell it on eBay.
Yeah, there you go. I could do that.
Honestly, you told me this last week, but I keep every time you say pallet, I'm like, what's he doing? Like wholesale, like pallet auction? You can buy a pallet off of him. That's immediately where my mind goes. Like, oh, he must be doing like a wholesale pallet he's selling you.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Then I was a little disappointed last night. I was watching a video of Shane Dawson's that I've never seen before, and it was my friend got life in prison, and it was about this kid who he went to school with in Long Beach, and he murdered his uncle and burnt him.
Oh.
Burnt the body, and he was trying to figure out what led this guy to do this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And well, he had 2 episodes of it, and then that was it. I was waiting for like a whole series on, you know. I was like, what the hell?
So he didn't finish his story, basically.
I don't know. I was like, well, come on. I don't know if maybe the family didn't want to talk to him or he hit a dead end or what, but
Yeah. Huh.
I was like, at part 3, where's part 3 at?
You left me hanging, dude.
And he did it a couple of years ago, so I'm sure he's not, you know, still working on it.
Morning, Beth. How are you? That was a good show that we had last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show.
We're really excited about it. And I
Where's
know,
Sally?
Nikki, I
Huh?
know that you had said in the past something about, the binder clips and the number system, and I told Sally, I said, don't you tell Nikki that, don't you say anything to Nikki, because she'd be like, I told you, I said it.
I know,
Yeah.
and Valerie was like, no.
But at that time, it just didn't seem like a good choice to go, to go with. But now it sounds really good,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
sounds
different
like
time.
it could potentially work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not doing the same thing, because we've got, just different stuff. We've got
Yeah.
different ways that we're doing our what are they called? The racks,
Yeah.
the shelves. So I'm probably gonna have to, do mine a little bit different than she's doing hers. But that's the thing, is if you do it a little different, you can give each other ideas and
Mm-hmm. Well, now
figure it out.
to elaborate on this, when you list, are you listing multiple things of clothes, or are you doing, okay, these are all shirts, medium shirts, I'm going to do all these right now? You do it that
No,
way,
I'm
grabbing stuff and just list.
I'm listing different things.
Okay.
As
Well,
far as
the
clothing goes.
the numbering system would work for you then, because like I was thinking, okay, well, if you did like all medium shirts, and you're putting your medium shirts in one bin, then it's not as hard to. But my thing is with the numbering system, however you do it, whether you use the clothespin method or you put it in bins, or how you're doing it. My thing is, these people, like, remember that one guy, his wife's name was Karen.
Yeah.
Or his girlfriend.
Yeah, Prof
He
Sales.
was the professor, so yeah, Prof Sales.
Uh-huh.
Like, he had all these jeans, or Lindy Glenn, or one of these other people. They've got all these jeans, and I'm looking at these piles of jeans that they have behind them, and I'm sure they've got doubles or triples of something. How in the hell do you find the one thing that you need in that whole pile? And I thought, the numbering system would work for that. Because like in my bins, like Tom was saying last night, same with his bins, when you, like, in my bins might be this socket and this bowl of soup and this pair of gloves and
an old
a
fish,
t-shirt, and
Yeah.
fish, you never know, But anyways, everything in that bin, and then I go to bin 1 and it's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if I've got like car parts or something, I'm not going to throw that in the same bin as a t-shirt or something.
Right.
So I mean, obviously there's some planning there, but yeah, I mean, I just don't see how anybody can not think that would work good for them, because you go in that bin and boom, here it is.
Yeah.
I'm in a thing.
But
yeah,
I'll tell you what I do.
Thing that works for them. Sometimes I've watched people's methods, organizing methods, and it's like, Jesus.
I'll tell you what I do. I use the bins. And like, if it's a small hard good, it goes in its tote. And when the tote's filled up, it's numbered and goes into inventory. The only thing is I don't mix clothes with hard goods. I have what I call my C totes. So it'd be like C-1, C-2. Those are only clothes totes. So like if I list, whenever that clothes tote's full, then it goes out into inventory.
Yeah.
But I don't mix, like, you won't have like a socket in with those clothes. It's only, my C totes are only clothing. And then I put it in my title. It'll be like C1, C2, whatever.
And see, I don't use up that real estate. That's precious real estate title. So I
can't do that many descriptive words on some stuff. It doesn't matter for me.
Oh, I usually my title is full. And so that's why I say that's prime real estate to me. But
okay, let's use an example. How would you fill this up if you had this Labatt's glass mug. You think you could use up your whole title describing it?
Yeah, because you
Well,
got
do it.
Labatt's, and what does it say
Okay.
underneath it? What does it say underneath it?
Call for Labatt's Blue.
Oh, you wouldn't put that in there, but Labatt's Blue. You'd want to
Well,
put
do
blue
it.
in there.
Make me a title
you
and
wanna
use up every keyword.
And then you
Use
got to
up
use
all the
mug.
keywords.
You got to use mug or cup, and you got to
Okay.
use glass. And I would
Yeah.
probably measure the height.
Gilded.
And you would
that
put
in
that
there.
in your title?
Oh yeah.
I know. If I was going to sell this cup right now, I would put vintage Labatt's Blue beer glass D-handled mug glass or whatever.
Yeah.
And that would be it.
And that
And
would
then
fill up your
I would
title.
have room at the end of my title for a 3-digit number assignment that would be like S25.
Yeah, usually I don't have enough characters for my titles. So that's precious real estate to me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I definitely try to fill up my title.
Yeah.
And what I was saying, I mean, the custom SKU could actually be useful,
Yeah.
but when I'm cross listing, that custom SKU is not going over into my other listings.
And my thing with the custom SKU is like I'm taking mine to either the storage unit or my garage or something, so I'm using my phone to find my stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And that's the
custom
reason I
SKU
put it in the title. Is
Yeah,
because
the
Jim's got
custom
his
SKU don't come up on
smartphone
the phone.
and he just goes down the list. He doesn't have to open up each listing in order to get the number out of it.
Right. But I don't know. I'm kind of weird about using that in my title. I mean, I guess I could. It wouldn't be that
That's
big.
cool. I mean, it's whatever works.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own thing in doing it. I will tell you this, me not using up all my keywords in my title and having this little 3-digit thing at the very end, I usually sometimes even put a couple spaces in between it and the last word, has not affected my sales and stuff.
Right.
Oh, I wouldn't
Right.
say it would affect your sales. I mean,
Right.
people understand what that kind of stuff. Most people in general can figure out what that means,
Yeah.
or it doesn't really matter. But anyways, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just
Yeah.
a lot of items, that's precious real estate to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
know,
was just thinking about putting it more in my description so it
That's what I do.
carries over into the other listings when I'm cross posting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
That's
I
what I do. I
want that number to follow it all the way through, so that
That's-
way if it sells on any platform, I know exactly where to find it.
Exactly.
But it would follow it through on the title, wouldn't it? No? I don't know.
It would on the title. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just curious
Yeah. it
if
would
I
on
ever
the title.
cross-posted.
Sometimes
But
with clothing,
actually,
her title needs to be descriptive, and she might need to use all that character.
That's cool. And I've run into that sometimes where it's like,
Yeah.
I just try not to put repetitive words in my title. You know, you'll have people that put like vintage and then VTG and they'll
Oh, no, I
put
don't do
vintage,
that.
antique. They'll use a lot of repetitive words, or I try to
Oh, no.
streamline it to what I think is a very crisp, good description of what the listing is.
actually, when you say it'll follow you, it'll follow on the title. Your titles, you don't have as many characters allowed on Macari or Poshmark.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably cut it off.
Oh, okay.
So I probably would want to put it in my description.
And on those sites, that is prime real estate.
Right.
Because you've only got so many characters. I mean, you don't have a full 80
lot less.
characters.
I think
Sometimes you can barely get the stuff that you have to have in there,
yeah.
let
Yeah.
alone the extras.
Yeah. So that's
And
probably
my
what I'll
titles
do.
are crisp and clear. I mean, I usually put the crisp and clear stuff, but then if I've got extra characters, that just gives me more opportunity to put more descriptive things in there. You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, it's whatever works. I was just like looking, like here's like I have a closed listing right now that it says Articat Snowmobile Youth Pit Shirt Jersey Medium C18.
Yeah.
So, but it's whatever works for y'all.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I make sure the main stuff is in there first. So it's a nice crisp title. And then if I've got extras, then that's when I'll put like a size, you know, like that mug I would have put in. If I had extra characters, I would have put in how tall it was or something like
Uh-huh.
that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or clear glass or something like that, you know.
Craig says, has anyone started shortening their eBay titles so they will fit in Macari and Posh? No, I don't do that.
No, I don't do Macari or Posh, so.
If it goes over and it cuts off the title, I don't worry about that, because usually it's either cutting off the size or it's cutting off the color, and that stuff is actually in the description, and it's in the I don't know if there's a specifics, but the description is like right under the title, so you should be able to, you know, look down and find that information, and you can look at the item and see what color it is too. So yeah, that's not an issue.
I gotta ask you a question. Is there an easy way to cross post your listings from eBay over to Macari? Will it just incorporate, or do you actually have to do an actual listing on Macari?
I
like how Bonanza was, or it would incorporate, you could just, you know, transfer your listings right over to Macari. They don't do that yet, do they?
No.
No.
No, I wish they did.
That's where that list perfectly comes in, right?
That would blow them up. Yeah, I use List Perfectly to cross list. It's a Chrome extension basically.
And that just does it automatically. You don't have to like go in and create a listing and then it just fills it in. It just does it automatically.
It fills it in. You do have to go in and you have to pick a category. Say on Macari, you have to pick a category. You have to put a size in, and you have to. I adjust my prices because I do free shipping on Macari. And so I adjust the prices on there.
So, okay, I'm not being negative or saying you're dumb or anything. And I'm just ignorant to the program. I don't use it. But okay, so I figured it worked kind of like how the Bonanza thing worked. You would just say, I list all this stuff on eBay, Macari, and Poshmark, and I just assumed that once you got that listing in there, it would just create a listing. So now you're paying $70 a month, and you still have to go in and actually create the listing singly.
No, you don't. You don't have to create the listing. The listing is already created for you.
Okay, so you
go in and edit
information.
You basically finish up the listing so it can go live.
Okay, that's why I wanted to put in that disclaimer that I wasn't being negative. I just
Also, this listing thing costs $70 a month.
It does cost $70 a month.
And how do you think your sales? You don't have to tell me a number.
I would say increased 50%.
Yeah. I mean, is it a site where you think you could do over 1,000 a month on easily?
What do you mean?
Like, can you sell $1,000 worth of stuff over there in a month? Can you do like 500 a week, or is it tougher than eBay?
Are you talking about Macari?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't. No, I couldn't do $1,000 a month on there.
No, that's like, for me, I'm just like, well, if I'm going to take the time to list it, I'll just go throw it over on eBay because I know I'll sell it over there. And I'm not like eBay's best friend or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, well, I'm already in that mode anyway, so I'll just go list it over there. If they incorporated like how Bonanza did, I'd put on. But for me to go and do that work on Macari, I just don't see myself doing it right now.
Yeah.
Well, one thing in Macari's defense, though, it is easier to list over there.
It is.
It's a lot faster. I've done it where I went from eBay to Macari and I've cross posted, and it's nothing to, you have your picture saved on your computer. it's nothing to go over there and have both windows open, eBay and Macari,
Yeah.
and to go over there and just copy and paste over there.
Yeah.
It's a
Can you list
simple,
off your desktop or is it an app thing?
you can do either or.
You can list off your desktop.
Mm.
Mhm.
It
That's what
is
I said.
kind of
It's
it
real
is
simple
kind
to
of an
just
app.
copy.
It's kind of an app. How would it app run? So there's
Yeah.
some things on the desktop that you can't do. Like if somebody messages you an offer, you actually have to go on your phone to accept the offer.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh, yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much the only thing. But
Yeah.
it's good. I mean, it's a good alternative, but you have to put a little bit of work in it. But
Yeah.
your listing on Macari is probably half of what it is on eBay. I would say that.
And I've never had the sales over on Macari. It's never worked for me. I mean, I revisit it every once in a while. Have I put a huge amount of time in it? No. But I have gone and listed over 100 items over there before, and most of them got deactivated before they sold.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then they're really saying, "Oh, we really like it." They really, and it's none of my business when anybody sells, but if I could hear like a couple people say, "I sell $500 a week over there," it would make it a lot easier to sell me on Macari than if I think it's like a site where you could maybe sell 80 to 100 a week. Then I'm like this on it.
Yeah.
Then I might as well put that time into eBay. Is the way I look at it.
Well, for me, it puts more eyes on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I always said that about Bonanza and Trugether.
Yeah.
We did let our Trugether, we didn't renew it. We dropped it off. But
yeah.
as many lines in the water as you could get. It's just like, but if it would incorporate easier, like how the Bonanza thing did, but if I have to go over there and actually like work it, then I'm a little bit like this. I'll just put the work on eBay right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Liz
And a
says
lot of
the stuff that you sell on Macari, the stuff that you sell would do well on Macari. She said the big deer mounts ship way cheaper on Macari.
Mm-hmm. I look into it and I listen to people and I'm just like waiting for somebody that really can give me a good like, hey, this is what I do over on Macari, you know.
Yeah.
If I could hear something like that, I would be more enticed.
Liz does pretty good on Macari. She does a lot of sales over there.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people do pretty good over there. And when I've listed over on Macari, it was kind of like I'm not listing right now on eBay. I'm watching TV or whatever. So it worked good to just sit there and cross post stuff that I already had listed on eBay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was taking time away from eBay because I wasn't doing eBay at that time.
Right.
But it gave me something to do to proactive towards my business while I was just sitting there doing nothing. You know what I mean? So so that's what I did it. And granted, I'm just saying I've only sold a couple of items over there. But like I said, I don't sit there and put the work into it either like some people do. Like I do.
And everything over there is buy it now. It's not they don't run auctions or nothing.
They don't, no.
Yeah, and that's the other thing for me. Like if it's a very unique item, I always like to run that 5-day auction on it first.
Yeah.
So I would let it run that auction on eBay first anyway.
Yeah.
If it's a very common item that I know value on, it's one thing. But if it's unique, I always push them over to auction.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'm listening. I'm using you guys are my guinea pigs. I'm gonna wait for somebody that I know that really says, man, this Macari's really good. I just gotta have somebody I really know that's really gonna not give me fluff, that really tells me, this thing is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't for me, I probably sell like one thing a week over there.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple. It just depends. You know, some weeks.
How many listings do you have over there right now?
I think I have right around 200.
All right, so you don't have a ton of listings over
No,
there.
no, and I'm still doing the cross listing from eBay over to
Yeah,
Mercari,
because you're just getting this thing rolling.
getting it built up. So,
And
I
the
think
most
that
listings I've ever had over there was 100 or 150.
yeah. So I think that has something to do with it too. You know, just building it up. The more listings you have over there, the more things you're going to sell, type of thing. And so, but I do better over on Posh. You know, truthfully, between Mercari and that. So.
No.
And I wonder if things like me and Tara are notorious for selling like car parts and that kind of stuff, and would that stuff sell
Sure
over on Mercari too, you know, or like auto manuals?
I think so, because you know there's a lot of people that only buy from one site.
Yeah.
You know, there's only people that will only buy from eBay, or they'll only buy from Mercari.
Yeah.
So I think that stuff would sell.
So like when I list on Mercari cross post, I'm not cross posting any of those kind of items. I'm usually cross posting things like clothing from Poshmark or something like that, you know.
I mean, that's the thing about Mercari is you can pretty much list anything over there.
Yeah.
You know, and your shipping is a little more reasonable for heavy items.
And if Mercari and Poshmark would do as good as eBay does, I would love that, because they're so much easier to list on. I mean, it's just so quick.
Yep.
It's like Amazon. If I had an outlet to buy stuff for Amazon, I would be in dreamland, because it's so much easier to list over there, you know, than it is to eBay. And I mean, like, I can knock out tons of listings on those other sites. I mean, I'm a pretty fast lister anyways on eBay, but those other sites, I mean, bam, it's like boom, you're done, you know, and all of a sudden, bam, you got 50 listings done, you know.
Yeah.
So I would love it if those other sites were better, you know.
Well, and I could see like, and I don't do Poshmark, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But like somebody like Valerie, I can see her doing very well on Poshmark, because you sell a lot of like women's clothes.
Yeah.
And to me, Poshmark's a very like kind of a little bit like a boutique-y type site, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a female site if you're going to look for female clothes and accessories and stuff. I know they put some hard goods on there too. I'm not a very good female clothes seller. So but I could see where like Valerie, where it would do very well for her.
Yeah.
And I sell men's clothing too. Men's clothing, you know, kids clothing, really anything, you know, any kind of clothing. And then shoes. Shoes do really, really good over on Poshmark.
I've done pretty good on Poshmark with shoes.
So, yep.
All my shoes have sold on Poshmark, I think. Every pair of shoes I've listed there.
Yeah. I am like Poshmark through and through, you know, and you don't have to be a fashionista to you know, I am definitely not a fashionista. You know, I like my jeans and t-shirt and I'm good to go and yeah.
I don't go to the thrift stores and look at clothing very much down here. Now, when I was in northern Wisconsin, like this time of year, I'd hit the thrift stores harder, because where I was at, we get a lot of like branded snowmobile clothing and stuff like that I would resell. And I'd look at a little bit of men's clothing or something. Tell you the truth, women's racks, I don't even look at them.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean, and I probably am leaving money on the table. I just don't even look at them. I'm just not a very good women's clothes seller. I know that's not a strong suit of mine, and I just don't even do it.
Yeah. I used to be that way. I never look at the women's racks. I looked at the men's, usually would do like sporting or whatever, but yeah, anything women's I never used to look at. And I still really don't, unless I'm going to a bag sale. And but before Poshmark, before I started doing Poshmark, yeah, I never looked at women's racks ever.
Yeah.
I hardly ever looked at clothes unless something caught my eye, but
yeah. And I haven't been in a thrift store in 3
But then
3 weeks.
But then when Rake and Profit and all them came out, yeah, men's clothing sales went down for me, and
Hmm.
so then I quit altogether, except for
Remember
the
Pendleton shirts,
I
Nikki?
always look at women's racks.
Okay.
Oh,
You old pervert. Remember like 5 years ago, like sell Pendleton wool shirt that was in good condition. I mean, they were selling for like 70, $80, and now I mean I think you can get like 40 for them, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Rake and Profits. And what was that one guy, that Andrew? What was his name? Pick and
I
Profit.
forgot. Yeah, he always was in front of like that oil painting.
Yeah,
I forgot his like YouTube name.
yeah.
Sorry if you're watching, I totally forgot your YouTube name.
Now I can't sell a damn suit if my life depended on it.
I never really messed with suits either.
I used to do men's suits, and I used to do men's clothing. I mean, it wouldn't be like everything, but yeah, I used to do men's clothing. I used to do really well with suits and men's clothing. And then yeah, once Rake and Profit and all them started, the 10 best brands and blah blah blah, and it's like, nope, never
When
got
I
to sell that
started
stuff again worth of crap.
when I started messing with clothing, I sold a lot of snowmobile clothing, motorcycle clothing, and then it was a YouTube video on Pendleton shirts. Because if you live in northern Wisconsin, it's not as much now because people are wise to it, but you can find a Pendleton wool men's shirt everywhere up there because everybody has them.
Now, see, I hardly ever see Pendleton here, but I would see Woolrich. Woolrich was one of the good ones.
Oh, yeah.
I can't sell. I got a Woolrich shirt one time, and I was lucky. I think I got $10 for it. And I used to get Woolrich. I used to get $50-$60 used to sell them for.
I found some Filston stuff up there.
And so then I just quit doing clothing altogether, except for like the special like motorcycle outfits or the Columbia jackets and stuff like that. But I quit doing all that clothing until Poshmark came about, and then I started selling clothing again. Poshmark, Sarah, I don't think you would handle Poshmark too easily, because like my Poshmark has, I don't know, maybe 100 items or almost 100 items. And I haven't sold anything on Poshmark in months because I'm not sharing. And you really have to share, and you really have to spend time on it.
Yeah, see, that would be my thing.
That would be your downfall.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you can do it on your app, which I used to do it like if I was taking a crap, not to be crude, but if I was in the bathroom taking a crap or waiting for the kids or something like that, I'd go on and share, which would work good, because I wasn't doing anything anyways. But
yeah, I don't use my phone in the bathroom. When I'm in the bathroom, I'm there for one thing, and then I get that done and move on.
Yes.
I don't like to hang out, playing like Plants vs. Zombies or something. I gotta concentrate.
Hi, Nishana.
I never like to be bored.
There you go.
I used to have a flip phone, and then when the iPhone came out, I was like, nope, I'm not getting it. Nope, I'm not getting it. And then all of a sudden, boom, I got the iPhone, and I was like, oh my God, I am never bored anymore, ever. I've got fun all the time. I can do whatever I want on my phone, and this one guy was doing my iPhone. He was unblocking it or whatever you call it, and so that I could download the stuff that falls off the back of the truck kind of thing, and he's like, Jesus, you got an app for everything on here. He goes, God, it's just a phone. I was like, no, it's like my mini computer.
That's exactly what it is.
And I ran my whole business on it. I didn't even have internet at my house. I quit. Once I had my iPhone, I was like, I don't need internet anymore at my house. So I got rid of the internet at my house. Yeah, because it wasn't working worth a crap anyways. And yeah, I ran my business on my phone for 5 years. And I just recently got internet back at my house because it's better now. But yeah, before my internet was so crappy out in the country that.
Yeah. See, you're more techie than me. I'm old fashioned. When I list, I like to sit down at a desktop and list.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
to be at my desk with my keyboard and my desktop and list.
Yeah. I'm not a phone. I don't list on my phone. All I do is I take pictures, with my phone and then upload them.
I don't
from
even
my
use my phone for that. I have my high-tech Kodak Easy Share
Ooh.
that ooh. And then I put the flash drive in my computer and download my pictures.
Yeah. There
I
you go.
I loved listing on my phone, and I was a big advocate of it because it used to be the eBay app. You could go on the app and message them if there was a problem. Like one time I couldn't see all my listings on the app. I said, "Hey, I've got like 2,000 listings. I can only see 100 listings." And I messaged them and told them, "Hey, I love the app, blah blah blah, but this is what the problem is." And boom, within a couple of days, it would be fixed. And they'd like, "Thank you for letting us know," And
They
and
should have been
now,
paying you.
huh?
They should have been paying you.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding, right? Anyways, it was so nice. And then there would be another update, and then if something happened, no big deal. I'd just message the developer and boom, through the app, and boom, within a day or two it would be fixed.
Mm.
And I was a huge advocate of the app, and I ran my whole business, like I said, for probably 4 or 5 years off of that app, and it works so nice. But now I've been finding problems with the app, and you have to actually call eBay about it, the app department. Now you can't just message them through the app anymore. And you have to go and you have to call eBay customer support, and it's a big rigmarole. Anyways, but there's just so many more problems with it now. I mean, I was like their biggest fan, and now I'm just like, well, now what I do is I'll take pictures and start the listing, take pictures, and then I'll save it for later, and then I'll go on my desktop and finish it later, is what I do.
Mhm.
Yeah. I kind of do it just the opposite way of Nikki. I build my drafts on the computer and then go take my pictures directly on the app with my phone. So, whatever works.
Yep, whatever works for you.
Yep. So, but
And I used to,
this whole inventory thing, that's gonna be a long process, but I'm hoping to have at least something in place so when I move, that's gonna be the key, having
Mhm.
something in place so I know how to set things up wherever I end up. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, moving inventory is a challenge. I will tell you that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And, and that's something that there's definitely things that need to be, I just need to blow them out and get rid of them or donate them, just make the decision on, if they haven't sold in 2 years, they're probably not going to sell.
Yeah.
Or just
I
keep,
did that. I
And then you
purged
gotta
mine
do your
out.
inventory.
sometimes you have to, I think you have to do that because, to make room for the stuff that will sell. I mean,
Mhm.
you can't, I guess if you had a big warehouse or a big house or a big area that you could store everything, I guess you could just keep storing things and, eventually things are going to sell.
Yeah.
But, you get to a point in, I mean, just keeping inventory in a house, you're going to run out of room eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joanna, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at the YouTube video. I wasn't looking at the chat. I'm sorry. Joanna said, do you have the problem when you revise a listing on the app, the accept best offer always throws an error and I have to turn best offers off? That's not my problem with the app. My problem with the app and the best offer thing is anytime I list on the app, it always puts up that I will automatically accept a best offer at half the price of what I got it listed for. It always puts that on there. Even when I go and take it off, it always puts it back on there. But when I list on the desktop, I don't have that problem.
Interesting.
If anybody else talked to me in the chat earlier, I'm sorry I didn't see it.
Well, that would kind of suck though if it automatically put it where you accept half of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the price. I mean, if it was $100 item where it's automatic that you'd accept $50, I mean, yeah, that'd
Yeah.
suck.
Joanna
Yes.
says sometimes it'll put, I'll accept $1.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, really? Huh.
no.
I don't do best offers, so I really don't know anything about that.
Maybe a bidet in there. I wish I had a bidet in my back seat, Frankie's Finds. I sold that sucker and shipped that clear cross country. That sold so quick. I was so
That's
excited.
all you need, Nikki.
I
Wish I had a
was
couple more bidets.
I was up till 1 last night and I listed this vintage Barbie stuff I got at auction last week, and I think I got like $200 worth of bids on it.
Nice.
Nice.
One of them's up to like, it's an old case with accessories like shoes, hats, wigs, whatever, and it's up to like $120.
Very cool.
These solid four-wheelers to the new house. Woohoo! You're
That's
moving
awesome.
again? Oh.
No, he's
Um,
moving his boss.
Oh, he's moving his boss?
He's moving his boss to his new house.
Oh.
To his boss's new house. His boss isn't moving in.
What?
That's what it sounded like when I
Wait a
first
minute,
started
what?
saying it. I was like, no. He is helping his boss move from one house to the new house.
Oh.
Oh my God. So this is off reselling, but if you go to Walmart, if you like the costume pajamas, they're on clearance now. So I have this picture I put on my Facebook of Jim in his Ted Thunder Buddy costume pajamas.
Oh my
Really
God.
cute. It's Ted the teddy bear, and then it's this Thunder
Yeah.
Buddy on his. It's really cute. I got a Grumpy Cat one, but they're so dang hot. I don't know if I can sleep in it.
I seen those the other day.
Yeah, they're like, well, at my Walmart, they're like $7 right now.
There used to be this chick at the auction who would always wear those at the auction. Now, I understood around how she started wearing them like Halloween time. So like the whole month of October, she would show up at the auction with these on. And her husband worked at the auction, and she would help out at the auction too. Well, anyways, the whole month of October, she'd show up in these every Thursday night and whatever. Okay, well, it's Halloween time, you know. Well, then she was doing it like all year long. I was like, really? How old are we? You know? And she's like 20 something, you know, but she looks like she's like one of those people that looks like a little kid, you know, but still.
Especially when you dress like a unicorn or something. Yeah, you are going to look like a little kid.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, look at here comes Susie in her Care Bear costume pajamas again. Oh, isn't she cute? She looks like she's 10. Anyway.
Exactly. I was like, how old are we?
I don't even like cats, but I had to get the Grumpy Cat one. Yeah. I might show up on Tom's show in the Grumpy Cat pajamas just because he loves cats.
That would be cute.
And Tom's show, is Tom doing a Halloween show?
Well, I don't know. I'm never there on Thursday, so if he is, I won't be at it.
Well,
I just meant in general because Tom likes cats so much.
There you go.
One time I showed up to the auction. Well, a couple times I showed up to the auction on Thursday night with a Halloween costume on, but that was because I had dressed up for work for a contest, you know, but otherwise, no, I don't go to the auction dressed up.
Yeah, I think Sally said she was going to do something, and I'm going to do something, and so we'll see what happens.
For the show?
Yeah.
Stop
Oh
that.
Gosh. I'm very yawny. I don't know why. I'm not tired. I slept good. But
you cold?
I'm a little chilly. It's 31, but it says it's 75 in here. There's no way.
I have to buy my dog.
There's no way it's 75 in here.
Bobby Cat.
But I don't know where Sally's at.
I don't know.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I figured she'd be asking. I figured she'd be in here this morning asking, "Can you explain that whole inventory thing again?" I'm still confused.
No, I talked to her last night after the show, and
Oh,
she said she had
Oh,
an appointment
get in there. That was like
for a consultation for that thing on her back.
oh.
It's like a growth or
Something getting it off tomorrow?
some kind of a growth.
Okay.
And
Get it. Sure.
and but she said that something she was going to cancel it because the doctor has like 3 offices and she didn't know what office to go to, and
Oh.
so she was going
Let
to
me mute
cancel.
myself.
But I don't know if that's still. I don't know. I tried to message her a couple of times and she never got back to me, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, and True 72. No, I do not have a microwave back there, by the way.
You didn't have a what?
Just asked if I had a microwave in the back seat.
Oh,
That was way back in the chat. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I'm sorry, guys. When I'm on my phone, I very rarely watch the chat.
that's okay. The kids want to go see the Addams Family tonight. Any good? I haven't seen it, but it looks good. I would go watch it if I had a theater anywhere near me.
I have to. Thanks a lot, Valerie. I'm yawning. I have to really want to watch like Godzilla. I wanted to see that on the big screen.
Mhm.
Rambo, I wanted to see on the big screen, but if it wasn't my niece's birthday who loves Sylvester Stallone, I probably wouldn't have went and saw it. Because it's not a big deal if I saw it on the big screen. Especially that one, it wasn't really that big of a deal. But like something like Godzilla, or like back when they made that movie 2012 or whatever it was.
Mhm.
That was the kind of movie I wanted to see on the big screen.
Well, Terminator looks really good.
Yeah,
When does
Terminator.
that come out? Actually, I want to go see it.
I don't know when that one comes out.
I think it's November, but is it the beginning?
I don't know.
We'll look it up.
I'm not sure.
That
But
one actually looks really good, I
it
think.
does-
I hope
it does
it
look
doesn't
really
let
good.
me down, but it does look. Will you shut up? Somebody wanted to buy that dog.
What'd you say?
Somebody wanted to buy that hound dog. Jim was down at the other end. The dogs
Yeah.
went on the road. We don't have a very busy road, but anyway, somebody's like, "Oh, that's a good looking dog. You want to do some trading for him?" He goes, "But sometimes, with those dogs, they won't hunt. So then they'll just take them out in the woods and cut them loose." I'm like, "Ah, really?"
Oh, so maybe that's what happened to him.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
he
some
seems like a
trading.
pretty good dog, though. I mean, just a.
He's not a
house
good
dog.
hunting dog, though.
No.
He's not a
Yeah,
good-
just a house dog,
Yeah, no, he's very loving. He has a sweet personality. Mabel's in heat right now. He's having a hard time.
Yeah.
Oh.
But other than that, he's a good dog.
He looks great on the porch, I bet.
Oh, I bet he does.
Yeah, except now, yeah, he used to be real great that way. So I could put him outside, go run to town, and he just lay on the porch. Not anymore. Now he'll run with my vehicle down my driveway and go out on the road. So then we end up putting him in the car. So now he's like, "Oh, good. Now I just go for a ride in town." So now we ride around everywhere with this
Now he's
stupid looking floppy-eared hound dog in our car. Anyway,
Spoiled him.
Well, it'll probably look like most tenant.
yeah, we look like a
around,
real
right?
pair of we
You're
look
fitting
like
in real
a pair
good.
of hillbillies. We look like a real pair of rednecks.
Yeah, that's good.
There's just nothing wrong with. I'm a redneck, so. But
Come listen to my story about a man named Jim. Had a terror dog and
Jim looks like a total. Yeah, he goes to these auctions. Now people talk to him. He goes, "Oh yeah, I noticed when I wear my NRA shirt, my Trump hat, a lot more people are starting to talk to me now."
He's fitting in.
Oh,
Before
good.
long, we'll see him in those bib overalls without a t-shirt on.
There you go.
He wears big overalls. Yeah, he does walk. Well, not this time of year. It's a little cool in the morning. But yeah, I don't think he'd do it in town though. What the heck was he wearing the other? Oh my God. He's in town. I'm like, you can't wear that shirt in town. He's got this shirt that says Whiskey Dick's volleyball team. I'm like, you can't walk around town with that shirt on. You look like, I don't know, you look like an idiot.
You look like a local.
What?
You look like a local.
Yeah, but when you go pick up your kid from school wearing your Whiskey Dick shirt, I mean, it is a little, okay, that's too much.
Right
Yeah. Anyway. And usually I catch it, but it was like one of those days you just walked out of the house and he's walking around. I'm like, is he wearing what I think he's wearing? Oh, yeah, he is.
Go change your shirt.
Poor Jim.
Hard to do when you're in town. Turn that shirt inside out. Anyway.
Morning, Alana. Hope you're doing good.
Hi, Alana. Haven't seen her in a long time.
She pops in every once in a while. Good to see her.
She doesn't love us anymore.
Maybe she's busy listening on maybe she's just listening and not talking in the chat. She might be working.
Yep, that's
it's that fourth quarter time where everybody's hammering it.
I do that a lot. I'll listen, but sometimes I don't even get in the chat. So
I'll just listen to it.
Actually, a lot of videos and shows I watch, I just don't comment or anything because it hurts to type too much.
Yeah. Oh, she just got back from vacation.
Ooh.
I hope you had a good time. Vacations are always good.
Well, I get on panels and I never get to talk anyway, so.
Well, come on, Todd, bring it.
You just gotta butt in. You just gotta just fight for your right.
He got his rack joke in there right away, so I know he knows how to butt in.
Oh my gosh.
All you have to do is say, hey, listen up. I got something to say.
Come on, tell us something, Todd. We're putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
When is Christmas again?
The 25th. Next.
Okay.
Like it is every year.
I'm just double checking.
I think it's on Wednesday.
I wouldn't know that.
I don't. Let's see. I got a handy little calendar right here. Let's see what it says. It's on a Wednesday.
Oh.
And what did they do with Thanksgiving? Why did they push it back a week?
Well, isn't it always like the last Thursday of the month?
It's usually the third Thursday of the month.
Oh.
And this year it's the last Thursday of the month.
Oh.
Which is
I don't know.
I don't know why they did that. I don't like it. Alana says I ended all my eBay listings until the stupid glitches stopped. Then I activated them yesterday. Got 3 sales. How's everyone else doing? We're doing all right. We're doing good.
We're doing.
Well, I will say, like, for me, I've been really concentrating on listing, putting up new inventory, adjusting prices, and even with the glitches, that stuff seems to still help sell shit. Sell stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've always
said. Getting back up in that like $250 to $300 a day mark. I mean, because there were some days like around the middle of the month where I'm doing like $80 a day. I'm like, that don't work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I've always said this. You guys probably don't remember because you never listened to me. Just list through it. I mean, eBay is going to be doing eBay. They're going to be doing their thing all the time. We're going to have glitches. We're going to have crap. And yeah, it sucks, but just keep listing because eventually it's going to get better. And you want to have all those listings up.
Yeah.
So that even if you're like, I don't want to list because I'm out of listings and I'm not making enough money. Even if you go in there and make drafts so that when you do list, you can go and put all those drafts up, do something, and it'll, if you keep it going, sales will come in. I mean, that's that, all these people have all these different things about algorithm and this and that and the other thing. And yes, all that stuff is important. But really and truly, the only thing that I have ever found in my whole history of eBay, and I've been doing it for many years, is if I list consistently, I sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may not have the top sales of the day all the time, but really and truly, if you list every single day, keep listing consistently, you don't even have to do it every single day, but if you continue consistently list, that is what brings the sales.
Yep.
And it depends what you get into for how sales are going to be, what you're out there to
It
source.
always
And then
depends on, yeah, I mean, you
honestly,
can't just
I look at it this way, even with the glitches, are they a pain in the butt? Sure. But if you just list through them and get through them, in a way, if you look at it as a positive, it is a way to weed out newer sell. And this sounds not nice, but I don't mean it this way. Like people that are struggling more, it does weed out the sellers a little bit,
Yeah.
Yep.
where you don't have as much competition than on eBay.
Yeah.
True. Because I'm sure that a lot of people, with the glitches and all this stuff happening, they think, well, screw that, I'm going to Poshmark, or screw that, I'm going to Macari. And, that you're completely right. Yeah, I think it does weed out those.
Well, and if you came over because you thought it's very easy money and you watch some YouTube videos, and a lot of, eBay sellers make it sound like it's just money, just, raining in. There's no work, just raining in all this money.
Yeah.
And then when you get into it and it's not that easy, but that's good because you weed some people out. You don't have this huge flood of sellers on the platform.
Definitely.
Well, they just start making YouTube videos and figure they're going to make money on YouTube.
Okay. Maybe. Oh yeah, you can make a lot of money on YouTube. Well, everybody go head over to YouTube and make videos. You can make a lot of money over there. Get off of eBay. Go do YouTube. Anyway.
Yeah. Get out of here.
But yeah, I mean, I get messages all the time of people, what is your trick? What do you do to make money on eBay? Blah, blah, blah. What's the magic number? Blah, blah. There is no magic, nothing. You just got to put the work in. I mean, like this summer, okay, I had some stuff listed. I don't know. I think I was running about, 70 listings or whatever, or something like that, somewhere around in there, maybe 50. Anyways, I wasn't selling crap this summer, but I was making money doing other things, right? Because I was mowing. I didn't have time to list. But now I'm getting back into listing, and boom, imagine that. Things are selling, I mean, it doesn't matter. And it's not new stuff that I'm selling. It's all the stuff that have been sitting there all summer.
Right.
That's selling. So it's not like the stuff that I had sitting there was crap and not sellable. It's just I wasn't listing consistently. And so, yeah, and now that I'm listing, and I'm not even listing that consistent yet, but and now that I'm listing, boom, I'm getting sales. Now, if you're listing all long tail items, yeah, your sales ain't going to be coming too quick, but really and truly, if you get yourself in a groove with listing and you start listing every day, and I have always said at least 20 a day, but if you don't have time, you should be listing no less than 5 items. If you're busy or whatever, there's no reason why somebody can't list 5 items. So, but I think if you list 20 a day, I think your business will completely change. And then all of a sudden, once you start listing every day, boom, you're starting to see sales every day, and the more you list, the better it gets. And that's always been consistent the whole time I've ever been on eBay. Was, yes, if I listed every day, I had sales every day.
Yep.
Well, you just gotta sit down and do the listings, because you got to treat it like a job. From 9 to whatever you want is your hours. You sit and list. You don't give Nana a ride to Walmart. You don't have somebody say, "Hey, can you come over and help me?" Now that sounds really cruel. Not that I don't help people, but sometimes I think when you're self-employed, they equate that with being unemployed. Like you should just be able to go and do whatever. And you do have to say, "I have to do this work now.
I have to work."
Yeah.
That happened to me when I quit my job. I was selling way more than I was making at my regular job. And so my husband was like, "Why don't you just quit?" And because the job was stressing me out. Well, anyways, I did. I ended up quitting. And that was 4 or 5 years ago. But then as soon as I quit, all of a sudden, boom, there's all these other things that I have to be doing, like taking care of my mother-in-law and running her here and there. And then I got to do this and that and the other. And it's like, wait a minute, you're not helping my business any, you know, and I had to put my foot down. Hey, I am still working. I still need to put my hours in. Yeah, I don't have to put as many hours in. You do if you make the money, but I mean, at the time, my husband had a good paying job, so I didn't have to put the hours in as much, but I still needed to do it, you know, and it's like, hey, you know, I got to have time to do my thing.
We went to an auction last week. It's a nighttime one. And I bought one of those like Margaritaville margarita machines. And my friend came to the auction that moved down here too. And she's like, oh, before you sell that, we'll have to try that out. She keeps saying this. I'm like, what? She goes, you're going to have to try that out. You're going to have to test it, you know, like insinuating let's make margaritas. I'm like, are you crazy? I got to put that thing up for sale. I need to make that money. I don't have time to be sitting around drinking margaritas with you. I'm like, but you know, to me, I was like, what? What are you talking about? What, use this and enjoy it? Are you insane? I need to put this up for sale and make money. So she goes, she left the auction early because I always stay till the end. She goes, I'm real tired. You know, I was working all day or whatever. And she goes, yeah, I gotta go, you know. And Jim's like, she goes, yeah, you know, I'm tired. I worked all day. And Jim looks at her and goes, well, we're at work right now. So
yeah. Yeah. Well, that was a lot of people are like, or my niece, she was notorious for, now everybody knows Thursday nights is the auction, is my main auction. I go, there's auctions Mondays and Wednesdays too, but my main night is Thursday. And been that way for years. Even when I was working a regular job, Thursday night was auction night. Anyways, my niece was notorious for calling me during the auction. And I'm like, she's like, what are you doing? I'm at the auction. Oh, again? Well, yeah. Do I call you at work and say, oh, you're at work again?
Yeah.
Well, that's not really work. Yes, it is. That's my job. And then she was notorious for saying that eBay was not my business. Oh, you don't own a business. You sell on eBay. I said, eBay is nothing different than the person who has a kiosk at the mall.
Yeah.
Or at the mall. That's all eBay is a big mall. And we're all just little stores in there.
Yep.
Then she started, well, maybe that is, I said, would you go up to the guy at a kiosk and say, this ain't a business. You don't own a business. She's like, no, because they do own a business. I said, well, there you go. I said, I have a tax number and everything. I am a business.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, and then all of a sudden after I explained that to her, then she was like, oh yeah, I guess you do have a business. Then she stopped saying that kind of stuff. It's like, and now she stopped calling me on Thursday nights too. I finally bitched at her enough.
I think it's just,
what do you want? You know,
I think it's just hard for people to wrap their head around, you know, when they think, I mean, especially if they're not involved, they don't have any involvement in it.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for them to wrap their head around.
Yeah. Yeah. They just think I'm just playing around.
I think like a regular person. Yeah. Okay, come on. You're goofing off. That's not really, well, my internet's unstable.
Yeah. Well, my husband for a long time did not realize, I mean, I don't know where he thought all this extra money was coming from, but anyways, he was always, you know, you're just playing around on eBay, you know. He always thought it was just something I just did on the side, you know, just something fun, you know. Anyways, just a way I could just buy more at the auction.
Keep the little woman busy with her little hobby on eBay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyways, one time, you know, because I had talked about quitting my job and just doing eBay full time. He's like, oh yeah, right, blah blah blah. You know, I says, how great would that be that my job would be to go to rummage sales and auctions all the time, you know? Anyways, he's like, oh yeah, right, you're gonna quit your job, huh? Blah, you know. Anyways, one time I connected his phone to my eBay account. And at work, all of a sudden, cha-ching, 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 all day long, he's getting cha-ching. That was back when I was really selling good. And he's like, he'd call me, did you see what you just sold and for how much on eBay? I was like, yep, because they're cha-ching on my phone too. Anyways, he's like, and then all of a sudden another cha-ching would come on. He's calling me, did you see what that sold for? Yes, I saw what that sold for. Oh my God, I can't believe you're making that much money on eBay, And then all of a sudden it was like, you need to quit your job and just do this full time. It's like, hello, what have I been telling you for years?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Now he's my biggest fan,
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
not quite so much right now because
Bon
I'm not
Bunny,
selling more
yeah.
shit, but yeah.
Yep. I think Mike probably thought the same thing until he actually got his own account and started selling on eBay, and he he could see the potential.
Yeah.
And I know with Mike, if he didn't think there was potential there, or that we could make it on what he was making and what I was making, through eBay,
Yeah.
he would have never said, you need to quit your job.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And thank God
really
he
surprising.
did.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
after what happened, you would have never quit that job
No.
after he passed. Because you
I
were
would
in
still be there.
dire straits, You would have never been able to quit your job. But because he had faith in you after he passed, you were bound and determined to make it work because, he had that much faith in you and you didn't want to let him down,
Sure.
So yeah, thank God it happened the way it did, because not that it's good that he died, but thank God you quit your job before that bad thing happened to you, because otherwise you'd probably still be working that job.
Yeah. Alana says, do you think the potential is the same now, though, Valerie? She said, I'm not so sure anymore. I think
it is.
I think you have to keep an open mind as far as other areas that you can make money in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be other platforms, or just selling on Facebook Marketplace, keep an open mind on I just think you have to keep an open mind, and you always have to be looking, for the good stuff, for the home run stuff, but then also for the stuff that's not going to be a home run, but is going to sell. It may not make you might not make you rich, but it'll add to your income.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I think. And Valerie said the same thing. Short answer, yes. And just like Valerie does, she she had to find an alternate stream of income, with her what is it that she does, DoorDash?
Yeah.
She had to go that route, and that's okay, because that's another stream of income that she can have coming in. She doesn't have to do it all the time, but she can move it around, adjust her schedule, and she can do a little bit of everything all day long.
Yeah.
So.
And that's kind of what I'm doing too. I do extra things to pay the bills. My husband lost his job of 16 years, and I lost my security.
Right.
I don't have any security right now. Other than what I create.
Right.
No.
And which it wasn't a big deal during the summertime because I was making money mowing lawns or whatever, but my nephew pays me well, and when it starts snowing, everything will be great as long as it keeps snowing, which up here usually is not an issue.
Right.
Are you snowing today?
Huh?
Is it snowing there today?
No.
Oh, because down in central part of the state in Milwaukee, I think they're supposed to maybe get 1 to 2 inches or something.
Yeah, we got an inch in Kansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we got snow yesterday.
Yeah, there was like that snowstorm that was coming through and it was going to hit. I don't know if it went all the way up north to Wisconsin, but it was supposed to go like as far north as like Oshkosh. I think Oshkosh, like where my brother-in-law is up by Appleton, was supposed to maybe get 2 inches or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're supposed to
Maybe
get
that starts
another
tonight.
couple of rounds of snow. I think tomorrow and Thursday we're supposed to get more.
No.
So,
I'll think about you guys when I'm like yesterday it was
Yeah.
70 here.
Shut up, Violet Lemon. I'm just kidding, Alana.
Yeah, it is a whopping 31 degrees here.
None of
in
us
good
want to
old
hear it,
Kansas.
Alana.
Yeah, I hate
85
it.
there.
Oh my gosh. I would give anything to be 85.
Yeah, it was a chilly 52 this morning. Like yesterday, I
Oh,
think
we
it was
don't
up to
have
like
that.
72.
That's
We had
nice.
frost on the window here.
Yeah.
That's nice. I can't wait to get to Texas.
But you're a California girl. You're used to warm weather.
I am used to warm weather.
I'm sticking
Yeah.
my tongue out at you,
But then
Alana.
I'm going to be going, in a couple of weeks. I will be going to California for 3 weeks, so I'll be spoiled.
Yeah.
For at least 3
Hi,
weeks.
Julie.
Speaking of the devil, not the devil.
We don't want to hear it, junk girl.
Miss Julie, she's going to be having a baby in a couple of weeks.
It's coming up fast. Seems like yesterday you told me you're going to be a grandma again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm excited. That'll be number 5.
We're in the 30s, so.
How many girls do you have then?
I have granddaughters.
Yeah.
2 granddaughters. This will be
Number 3. So you got 2 grandsons and 3 granddaughters. Oh,
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, somebody's gonna have to have another baby boy, so it's even.
Yep.
Yeah. And that Atlas, he is so cute. I look at Julie's picture. He's so stinking cute. I mean, your other grandkids are cute too. Don't get me wrong. That little Atlas, I don't know. There's something about his little smile. It just makes me smile. It's just so cute. It's his eyes, I think, when he smiles and his eyes squint. I don't know. He just lights everything up when he smiles.
Yep.
And I've only never met the kid, but yeah, through his pictures, it's just like, God, he's so stinking cute.
Yeah.
I just enjoy. I mean, I'm not a creeper or nothing, but
Right.
I just, I don't have my own grandkids, so I guess I have to live through your.
I mean, that's pretty cool that, you can look at a picture of his and
Yeah.
it'll make you smile. I mean, that
It does.
That says something.
Every single time I see his pictures, oh yeah, it puts a little. I'm like, oh, he's so stinking cute, And I've got great nieces and whatever. And I showed you a picture of my one Aaliyah the other day, and I mean they're so stinking cute too. But there's just something about Atlas's smile.
Yeah.
It just brightens your day. It's just so cute.
And then when he's live, he's like, wah, wah, because he's a train guy. He loves trains. So that's what you hear when you're at the house is wah, wah. And I probably don't even do it right, but he would probably criticize me. No, Mimi, it's like this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but he's a cutie.
Yeah, he's a doll. And well, the thing about your other grandkids, I'm not friends with your other daughter. I don't often see pictures of your other grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose that's why,
Yeah.
Atlas is always there,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but they all look like you. Every single one of them.
Yeah, they do look a lot like Valerie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You see Sally too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like Sally and Valerie's look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can definitely tell Valerie's her grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss them.
Yeah.
I miss them. But that's okay. I'll get to see him soon.
Mm-hmm.
Excited about that.
So keep posting pictures, Julie. I like seeing them.
Did you see the Did you see her husband's pregnancy pictures?
I think you put it in our chat.
Her husband did yeah, I think so. I think I did that. He did some pictures of the pregnancy also. So he was kind of holding his belly, you know, and he had like a flower crown or something on. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Did that.
How's he doing after his episode? Is he still good?
He seems to be good. I haven't heard anything.
That's good.
I think he was just, you know, exhaustion and stress and not eating correctly, not, you know, dehydrated, and I think that was just kind of an alarm system for him that, you know, you gotta take care of yourself.
Yep. That can happen. You know, the brain is an amazing thing, and yeah, if something is not right, like I was told one time when that happened to me, it was from excruciating pain. And I slammed my fingers in the door. And they told me that the doctor said sometimes your body will just do that because it has so much pain that it can't handle it. And so the only thing it can do is make you pass out. And and then you have a little seizure or whatever. Sometimes that stuff just happens, you know.
Yeah.
And then it'll never happen again.
Yeah. I mean, you got to take care of your, you know, guys especially. They all think that they're invincible and they can do whatever and just keep going the way that they're going, and you know, eventually that's going to catch up with you. That's you know, that's the bad thing, but I think he had a rude awakening, you know, and not number one. I mean, I'm sure that it scared him. But then, you know, I'm sure that when he's seen Atlas and Julie and his parents, you know, and realized how much it freaked them out too, you know, I'm sure that he, you know, probably had to rethink that, you know, invincible thing, and so.
Yep. Well, especially Atlas, you know.
Yeah.
Atlas scared that, you know, because they don't understand. You know, the adults understand, but you know, a little kid, they have no clue what's going on.
Yeah. But they're, I think they're all ready for little Emberlyn to come into the world. So, ready or not, here she comes.
What are they naming her?
Emberlyn.
Emberlyn. That's cute.
Emberlyn May.
That's
and
cute.
They're going to call her Emmy.
Oh, cute.
So she's got a full head of hair.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Tina, when I had Tina, she had an inch of hair all over her body.
Oh.
Covered with hair. And Julie, not so much, but Julie had a full head of hair also.
Huh. I will say, I saw a picture of somebody's like ultrasound. Like, well, I had my son in 7, and it is amazing how much clearer that imagery is on like those ultrasounds now than they were when, like I had Brandon.
Yeah, you couldn't even tell it was a baby.
It is amazing.
It's crazy.
It is. They're actually a little creepy, but you know.
There's only the one creepy one, and they didn't put a copy of that in. There's one where they do like they do like an imagery of like the skull must be like to see how the bones are developing or whatever. But that one looks creepy because you can like see the baby skull, you know, that one. Yeah, it's a little creepy. But the ultrasound ones don't bother me.
I remember my niece and nephew's first 3D ultrasound. I was like, what the hell? I was like, that is creepy as hell. You know, you're not supposed to be able to see all the baby's features. You know, it was like, what the hell? I was like, I don't know about that, you know, but now I'm used to it because it's, you know, it's a normal thing. But that was like my first time seeing it. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Me and Jim went in for my first ultrasound, and we were going to find out what sex the baby was because it's Brandon. Anyway, My mom wanted a girl really bad, and I kind of wanted a girl too. So they're like doing the ultrasound. They're like, "Do you want to reveal the gender?" And they're like, "Okay, it's a boy." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And then I don't know what it was. It must have been the way Brandon did like a flip, but he ended up like having his legs apart, and you saw his like a little wiener right in the middle. And I'm like, "Okay, you got me." Anyway, it's just kind of funny because I remember me and Jim were like, "What? I didn't see anything. Are you sure?" You know, they're like showing you. I'm like, "That doesn't look like anything until that one shot." Anyway, I'm like, "Okay, you got me on it."
Yep, pretty much a boy. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, definitely. But so yeah, she's ready, I guess, and I think she's supposed to have Julie's supposed to have an ultrasound today.
Mm.
But yeah, she's got it'll be 2 weeks. So that's exciting. A new baby. I'll be a new Mimi.
Yeah.
Tina, she won't have she can't have baby or she can't have any more kids. So,
She's not
Julie,
broken anymore.
Yeah. She's so Julie's my baby maker. Mr. Sadie says my boys are Joshua and Matthew. Those are good names. I like that.
Those are very good names.
No.
Biblical.
Mm-hmm. But I like different names.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me. I like how my kids have done that, where they've really, kind of thought about it and
Yeah.
figured out different names. I mean, her middle name is going to be May, M-A-E, so that's easy. And
Ellie Mae
That's a
Clamp
cute
it.
name.
Emmy May Clamp it.
Emmy Mae Clamp it.
Yeah.
Come listen to my story about a man named Jed Porman.
And when you pick a name, you gotta make sure it flows with the last name.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have named Brandon like Harry Carey, because then it'd be so stupid. I remember I had to really think about it. I wanted something that would sound good with like the last name Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Brandon Anthony.
That's a good name.
Like
Good
Brandy, when I had Brandy 26 years ago, Brandy wasn't that popular of a name. I mean, you very rarely heard it. And when we named her Brandy, and we told my dad, he's like, sounds like a bunch of drunks named her. Why would you?
I was gonna say, were you drinking?
No.
What should we name the Navy? I don't know. How about Brandy? Oh yeah, good one.
Honestly, I saw it in a name book, and my husband bought a name book because we could not figure it out. We couldn't agree on nothing. And he wanted Amanda, and I was like, no, I don't want a Mandy. And because every girl I ever known that was named Amanda was called Mandy, and they were all assholes.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
so do you call Amanda Mandy or no?
Not absolutely not. Anyways, I was like no to Amanda. So anyways, we're looking through this name book, and I said Brandy. Well, then when we saw her, it was like, yeah, Brandy. It just seemed like it just fit. Well, then when Amanda was born, and he was like, I really want Amanda, and I was like, fine, but we are never calling her Mandy. I said, if you want a nickname, you're gonna have to come up with a different nickname, because she will never be called Mandy, and she has never. One person called her Mandy. I said, no, you will not call her Mandy. And honestly, knowing her now, yeah, she's an Amanda, but she is not a Mandy.
Amanda.
I can see somebody calling Nikki's daughter the wrong name, and Nikki throwing down and kicking their ass.
Yeah.
Do not call her Mandy. There's just something about it. I just never liked that.
Yeah, Jim told me on his daughter, they had a really hard time picking out a name. And I think he said the Thornbirds has a character in it that must be named Megan. I think it's Thornbirds. Anyway, he said, why don't we name her Megan then? And it stuck.
Yeah, I don't know how we came up with the Brandy. I think it was in a name book.
Was it Thornbirds that you named Megan after? Yeah.
Alana
And of
says,
course, his oldest son is Jimmy the Fourth, because Jim is Jim the Third. So
oh, there you go.
yeah, his dad's Jim Jr. They got a whole line thing going there.
Let's see. Alana says, my sister is Amanda. They call her Amanda Panda Perclanda.
Perclanda. Yeah, my youngest is named Gage, and because I was out filling up the car tires with air.
Oh my gosh.
Clever, Todd.
You know, honestly, my nephew, my great nephew, Dakota, when they named him Dakota, my husband's like, well, why don't you name him Dodge? And honestly, they did. They named him Dakota Dodge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's actually a cute name though. I like it.
Yeah. It's actually not a bad name now, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, my husband was like, oh, that's stupid. Why don't you just name him Dodge? You know, and then Corey's like, hey, that's a good idea.
I hope
So
there's
they
nobody
named
that
him
has a
Dodge.
Dakota. Do you ever notice kids named Dakotas are little jerks? No offense, anybody that has a kid named. But I mean, because like I can think back, like Brandon would go to this auction and there was this kid there, Dakota, and he was just a real little hellion. I mean, the kid was horrible. He beat Brandon up. He beat Brandon's shoes off of him. I'm like, how the hell do you get beat up where your shoes come off? I'm not kidding you. I mean, that kid was, I'd be just like, oh God, I hate that kid. And his name was Dakota. And I'm like, I don't know what it is about Dakotas. They're kind of like Wyatts. They're real mischievous and naughty.
I have a Wyatt too.
Oh boy. So when you get Dakota and Wyatt together, are they real naughty?
Well, Dakota's a lot older than Wyatt. Dakota's a teenager. Wyatt's in like 4th grade.
Okay.
But he's a good little boy. He's not a little asshole.
Every Dakota I met's been a little asshole.
Except he did paint the neighbor's house, and his dad asked him, well, why'd you do that? And he's like, honestly, Dad, I don't know.
Those are cute names, Mr. Sadie. His grandkids are Taylor, Kylie, Jaden, Peyton, Aubrey, and Riley.
Whoa, he's got a lot of grandkids.
He's got 6, and they're all girls.
Wow. I suppose they keep trying for the boy and end up with another girl. That's what happened with Jim's brother. They have 3 kids and they're all girls. They tried the last one. It was going to be the last baby no matter what it was. And it was another. I'm like, it's going to be another girl. It was. And they won't do the ultrasound. It's a surprise, you know, what the baby's gender is going to be. When it comes out is when they know what it's going to be. I'm like, it's going to be a girl. You know it. So anyway.
Yeah, we've called Amanda, but not Mandy. I haven't called her Amanda, but
I'm gonna remember that and start calling her Mandy if she's ever on with you. Yeah, like when you're driving her around and be like, hey Mandy. Remember that, everybody.
Mandy.
Call her Mandy.
I hate that name.
Mandy.
Woo! Yeah, she'll be mad. What have you been telling them, Mom?
What is she gonna do to me? I'm 800 miles away.
Well,
I'm driving down there. Kick your ass.
I have to take it out on Nikki.
I'm gonna kick your ass and steal your new dog.
No, you gotta do me some trading for that dog if you want that dog.
Some bartering, huh?
Barton, you do some trading for that dog? Okay, yeah, okay. Will you do some trading for your dog and your daughter?
Yeah.
I got a bag of flour and some cornmeal if you want to give either of them up.
I've already got Amanda promised out, so.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, Tom, I forgot. Tom will probably give you a bag of flour. He's kind of a hillbilly too.
He was talking about goats, so you know.
There you go. You still smoke, Nikki? Maybe he could get you some tobacco.
Yeah, cheap tobacco, eh?
There you go.
There you go. Well, I still haven't heard anything from Sally. I don't know if she's sleeping or what.
Did she have off or something? Because I see she went live yesterday and was taking pictures.
I think she went. I don't know why. I mean, I guess sometimes she'll do that. Like if she's bored,
Yeah.
fixing to go to sleep or something, at her desk, and she'll do it live. But I went in there probably about 30 minutes after she started it, and it was already over.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
I was like, well, I wonder what happened.
Yeah, it was like the title said, I didn't watch it yet. It said it was a garage sale haul, but I saw it go up when I was doing pictures.
Oh.
Yeah, it was right after the show.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Did she do anything?
Yeah, she showed what she got from her garage sale.
Okay.
And then, well, I didn't watch the whole thing because I was going to breakfast with my daughter. But
I need to go check on, bring that up and see what she showed. Well,
I gotta pee, but I don't want to walk up the stairs to my daughter's house.
Just pee outside.
Yeah, I'm in town. If I was at home, I would, but I'm at.
Just go behind a tree or something.
Or a truck.
Yeah.
If everybody sees you, just say trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
Or go find an auction house. Hey.
Oh yeah, pee in the parking lot. I heard they do that a lot up there in
And a
Duluth.
mud puddle, and you'll be set. There you
I
go.
couldn't believe that time. Jesus.
That's crazy. All
Well,
right,
then later-
everybody have a great day.
Later, they had sex in the truck. I didn't get
Oh,
that on
good
video, but
grief.
yeah.
I needed to know that.
Classy.
Thanks.
Oh, honey, I just saw you peeing out in the parking lot. You're really turning me on.
Wow.
And then she's like, oh, your words are like poetry. Take me now.
She sounds like a real high standard gal.
Yeah.
Real classy.
Hold my beer. I got me an idea.
Oh my gosh.
On that note, you can end the show now.
Yeah. All right. On that note, I hope everybody has a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Todd, are you on a delay? It took you like 30 seconds
No,
to
I was
laugh.
just.
He's laughing.
She's